I inherited my grandfather's old mansion, a house no one had visited in decades. At first, it was just strange noises and cold drafts, but everything changed when I started hearing my name whispered from the second floor. My grandfather left specific instructions never to open the door at the end of the hallway, but curiosity consumed me more each day. What I found behind that door changed my life forever.
You're entering Universe Paranormal, where the unknown comes to life.
I inherited my grandfather's house 3 months ago, an old mansion on the outskirts of town that no one had visited in decades. The first nights were strange, with unexplainable sounds and cold drafts that made me question my decision to move there. The problem started when I began hearing my name whispered from the second floor. The room at the end of the hallway, which always remained closed, became the epicenter of the phenomena. My grandfather had left specific instructions never to open that door, but curiosity consumed me more each day. The whispers became more frequent, and at night I would wake up hearing my name spoken in a voice that seemed familiar yet impossible to identify. One afternoon, while reviewing old documents in the study, I found a diary that revealed the truth about that room. My grandfather wrote about a ritual he performed in 1952, when desperation over my grandmother's death led him to seek ways to communicate with the beyond. The ritual went wrong, and something remained trapped in that room. The following days were torment. The whispers turned into clear voices that called me constantly, using not only my name, but also details about my life that no one else could know. The temperature in the second floor hallway would drop drastically whenever I approached the door. Lights flickered without explanation. One night, I couldn't resist anymore. I climbed the stairs determined to face whatever was on the other side. As I approached the door, the whispers intensified into a cacophony of voices begging me to enter. The lock gave way with a metallic screech that chilled my blood. The room was exactly as they had left it 70 years ago. Furniture covered in sheets, mirrors covered up, and a dense smell of confinement and something else I couldn't identify. In the center, on a table, lay an ancient book opened and melted candles. The voices now surrounded me, and I could distinguish my grandmother's among them. My grandfather's diary warned about the spirits trapped in this limbo, souls seeking a body to escape their prison. I tried to leave, but the door slammed shut. The sheets began to rise by themselves, revealing mirrors that reflected faces that weren't mine. My grandmother's voice grew louder, but it was no longer the same one I remembered from my childhood. I realized too late the mistake I had made. The spirits didn't want to communicate. They wanted a new host. The cold became unbearable as the voices merged into one that repeated my name endlessly. The mirrors began to vibrate, and in each one I saw fragments of lives that didn't belong to me. I write this as a warning. The room is still here, and the voices continue calling. If you hear your name in a whisper, if you feel that inexplicable cold, don't open the door. Some places should remain sealed. Some voices should remain silent. The room waits, always whispering names, always looking for someone else to fall into its eternal trap.